So there was this big bash.
A party.
Party, bash, whatever, in the city. That's what we came down for, this thing, this get-together. So why we came down in the first place?
Is our old ward. Second ward, I got a flyer in the mail.
A couple of wards together, I think, mixed in meeting in the city's ballroom over at the plaza.
Which really sounded nice,
It's expensive.
I mean, elegant.
But, that's cool. Manhattan. Always have a good time there, right?
People from high school were going.
Because we're juniors up at BC, so, there's still a lot of guys we know.
Seniors now, mostly.
All these seniors, guys like that, who we're still in touch with, friends,
This was right after midterms.
Oh, Sue is a year ahead. Almost. 2 semesters. We're juniors, but nearly a year. Both going to BC.
From Boston College. We almost didn't get in. I mean, both of us.
Yeah, my GPA. But, we decided early on, back in Greeley, junior year maybe, that we would do college together.
And Boston seemed about right, 4 hours from home.
It's just over 3 if you push it. I mean, I'd like to go crazy in my VW. But it's just over 3 hours if you're really moving, 3.5.
It's beautiful up there. Massachusetts, New England, it's all just gorgeous this time of year. Leaves turning.
And it sounded really great. A weekend back in New York, maybe stop in, say hi to the folks, and it would be good to go down for a couple of days.
So I contacted the 3 people going to school with us, from our stake. 3 members going to BC as well.
One guy is even in my house. David's his name. I didn't really hang out with him at home or anything. He's a different ward and he plays lacrosse. But he's cool.
He's nice. Nice guy.
Ended up, we talked 2 other couples into going down with us. A guy from the house, this David guy.
We took his car down.
And a friend of mine, Tim, Elder Freeman, whatever. He's from my ward, a year behind, but studying at BC at the same time.
It's a beautiful red truck he had. Jeep or something.
Because I've got this old VW.
Huh?
Yeah, I said that right. It's great, 73, metal bumpers and all that, but it needs a tune-up. And I'm not driving 3 hours with these guys.
We all thought we could go down together, one car. Everybody wanted to. Gonna be in the city at this hotel, live band and everything.
So 6 of us. A girl that's going with this David from my fraternity. Karen is her name, I think. She's a non-member, but she's coming anyway because she knows the city pretty well. She grew up just off the park and they were getting along pretty good. So, 6 of us all together now. 6 for the ride. And, the V-dub is definitely out of the question.
David said he'd drive if we wanted.
Oh, he's got one of those Zuzu Troopers. That's roomy and big.
So we're all picked up at 3 in the afternoon, Saturday.
It's the same weekend as Preference up at school. But we really hadn't planned on going, So, Sue gets the flyer, and suddenly I'm rushing around, fighting for tuxedos. 10 minutes till 6, Friday afternoon. I end up with a Perry Ellis, finally. That's a size peg, but I got one. And, well, it looks okay, doesn't it?
It looked good on him. I had to put a pin in the back, but it was really nice when he had it on.
And we left him in the bags, the 3 of us guys, just hanging inside the trooper for the ride. No sense of getting them all messed up for no reason, right?
I had this dress I'd been saving. All taffeta. I'd been saving it for something like this. Did I say that? I needed to find some shoes, but I thought the dress was perfect.
Oh, we missed the game. BC's first conference. It's away. But we could have watched it at our place with a bunch of guys, and they always ordering pizza and everything, but we said no. Jump in with these people, road trip.
Tim's girlfriend, Patrice, I've known for years.
So with about a dozen overnight bags and tuxedos just hanging from all corners of Dave's Isuzu, the girls decided to wear their outfits.
It was my plan.
Sue has got this knockout thing, kind of a cutaway in the front. What's it called?
With a scalloped neckline?
Scalloped, I think, over her chest, no back to it at all, not any sleeves, just very little on top. But chic, too, right? It's classic lines. It's a dinner dress. A dress you'd wear to dinner, dining. Not something a girl would pick out junior prom with spaghetti straps cladding it all up. But she looked great. I'm so proud to be with her.
I knew it'd get wrinkled. A little, I did. Taffeta's terrible for that. But I thought it sounded wonderful, Getting out at some Amico in the middle of Connecticut in this wave of taffeta. And buying, a Milky Way, a can of soda. And the attendant's mouth just hanging open at the sight of us.
No, yeah, okay, but I'm putting gas in one time we stopped. And I look up, and I see nothing but chiffon and silk and whatnot. There's miles of it just going down the snack aisle. That killed me, you know?
I was carrying my shoes. Oh, I did find a pair. Even had time to dye them to match. But I took them off in the car and was just holding them in the store. So I'm standing there in my stockings, carrying these shoes.
And I'll always remember that. Her, smiling at me through the glass, a little bit of chocolate on her lips, carrying these shoes.
This was going to be a great party. I could feel it.
Yeah, the ward, man, usually threw a pretty good bash. Times we'd go into the city, oh, man. I had my farewell there. I went to Great Britain.
It was our anniversary.
The last minute, I got her a corsage. Not the wrist kind. Hate those. But this was beautiful. And it was white blossoms, and well, I don't remember what kind it was, but it was white, I remember that.
I loved it. The softest pink. It was. John thought it was white, but it was really just the lightest shade of pink. The last shade it could be, before turning into something else. And he pricked himself. John did, as he pinned it on me, pricked his index finger.
Stupid pin.
And a spot of blood. Just a drop, but he ended up with this touch of blood on his shirt.
You couldn't even see it if I buttoned up the jacket.
But see, in a weird way, it excited me. The blood? So it's stupid to say. Probably, but it did. I mean, it was stunning to look at, All that white on him, the bright of his shirt, and then this splash of blood on his chest.
Yeah, I didn't get any on her dress, however, nothing. I felt good about that. It would want to ruin her anniversary dress.
6 years.
Oh, wow. I believe that. That's 6. It's the summer of our 3rd year in high school. Wow.
I saw him on the track one day. Lived 6 blocks away all my life, was in seminary together. But I never really saw him until he was jogging one time.
I like to keep in shape.
He'd always kept his hair trimmed up.
Oh, yeah, my dad cut it. Yeah, believe that? 16 years old, and he drags me into the kitchen every other Sunday. And he was a bishop at the time. So I asked him if this wasn't considered work, haircutting. He just said I had a big mouth. I could always count on the standard Sears portrait cut. But I was always worried about my ears. Stick out a bit.
So I see him running, really running, blistering by people who are just jogging or walking. And I don't know this guy. He's cute, nice body, and I don't know him. Kind of long hair.
Oh, yeah, my dad was away for the summer, teaching a survey course in Lit over in London or some type of thing. I didn't know or care. I could let my hair grow. That's what I saw coming out of the whole deal.
So, I put down my softball glove and my purse and all that, and I start running too. I mean, I can't keep up with him, but I go a little slower or a little faster every so often, and he's catching me more on every lap.
And I know who she is. She's seeing this guy I know.
That was over. We broke up 2 weeks before. He was this, well, I don't know, he kind of left the church, really bad scene at a party, he's drunk, screaming, and it's over. I mean, we're still calling, but it's definitely over.
Yeah, and I heard this, right? You hear everything sometime in your life, and this is a thing you keep up on in high school, Girls you secretly like but can't get at because they're seeing somebody, some friend. So you're filing away. I hope the guy joins the army and gets a mission called a louse or something. Held back in school even. And you and she end up on the same floor, some dorm in Florida. Oh, the best would be a major football moment. Woo! Touchdown to take the state championship. Something majestic like that. But anything would do. Camp counselors even would do. Oh man, she was that kind of girl.
So, we're running together now. He's pretending he's winded and has to slow down, and I'm just trying to keep up. and around we go. Sun's going down. We're not speaking at all. We just keep going in circles.
Then he shows up.
We really had stopped dating. He was just going to give me a ride home. Friendly, because the track and the softball field and all that are like 3 miles from my house.
And he pulls his car right onto the tracks, into the lanes. This nice new Scirocco. It's all black though. And he got it as a graduation gift from his dad. So he was a year or so older.
I slowed down a bit.
And I can see what's coming because I know him. And we've had a few laughs together, but we're not friends exactly. We're friends of friends. That's what we are.
But I don't want to go.
This is how we first got together. It's really kind of a funny story.
So he chases me down on the track because we just jog right around his car for a couple laps and keep going?
Why am I going to stop? Well, he's not my boyfriend.
We really had stopped dating. You couldn't call it that anymore.
Right. Okay, see, and he grabs me, and he turns me around after grabbing me, and he's holding on to me about my size. And he says, hey! He's holding on to me like one of his nails is just digging into my nipple, holding my chest how he is. Because he's got like these long nails on one hand.
He plays guitar. He's very good.
And this hurts. I'm standing there thinking, this doesn't need to be happening. So I turn on him, I never spoke to him the whole time. Just flipped him on over to the ground, started pounding his head in. It's a surface track, so he's not going to bang up too bad. But I am hitting him pretty hard. And Sue is just standing there waiting.
Well, I've never seen this happen before.
And finally, he stops squirming around, and I, hit him one more time. You know how high scores are, right? You go a bit overboard in the fight. So I walk over, I grab her stuff, give it to her, and we take off. Scirocco is still sitting there. People having to, jog around it. And the sun dancing off the hood of that thing as we head home.
We walked all the way.
Oh, I noticed my reflection in it as we go by. It's a bloody nose. Him grabbing at me.
I had like 2 huge blisters the next day.
And I kissed her. Standing there on her porch and never spoke to her the whole time. But we have been dating 6 years since then. Oh, I never heard back from the other guy after that. Well, I shot baskets with him about a year ago over at the elementary. Well, he didn't seem mad or nothing.
We fight. We do. Like anybody else. Or break up, whatever. John dated someone for like a week. Freshman year, I met a guy in a biology class. John was on his mission. Didn't last. We're getting engaged this summer. We've already planned it.
Yeah. Point being, it's our anniversary, and we're hoping, for this great time and whatnot, a weekend in the city. The girls want to go shopping in the village if there's time, whatever. And we even talked about taking the train back up. Just, Sue and myself, alone, sleeping car. Yeah. I'm kidding.
Midterms last week. Everybody just needed to get away.
Yeah. Ends up we do go to my parents' house on Sunday. Oh. My dad sits me down. You look like a bushman! The first thing out of his mouth. Now what does he mean by that? I mean, he tries to give me a haircut. Halfway through my pre-med, and he's trying to cut off my bangs.
I thought it was kind of funny. I mean, I could hear them arguing in the other room. And his hair really does look better when it's long. It does.
But that's later, anyways.
So we make it to the city in like less than 4 hours. Weekend traffic, that's not bad.
Does it look stupid? Are my ears funny at all?
$18.50 for 10 hours parking? That's a lot, I thought. Then we all walk over to the hotel, guys carrying these big dry cleaning bags over their shoulders.
So we decide to go on in a room together, all of us, not for anything, but forget it. I'm just saying, so we can change and everything. It's better than getting our stuff all wrinkled, right?
It's still a few hours before the party's going to start, so we decide to use the facilities, take a jacuzzi, whatever. Lots of time to get changed again. It's fun. So I get back into my dress.
Oh, and I'm tying my shoes. I'm lacing them up. She comes out of the bathroom. Like I said, 6 years we have been going together. I am still staring at the best looking girl I have ever seen. I am completely in love. Serious.
Makeup. Try and put on makeup in some hotel bathroom, and you'll understand the meaning of devotion. I mean, sinks in those places, even in the plaza, are like impossibly small. Postage stamp of a mirror I'm using. But I want to look nice for him. I got a lipstick in the lobby. They had a counter there. It was vivid, crimson.
She steps into the living room of this hotel suite. There's a city full of models and actresses and beautiful people. I can't see anything else. It's like we're throwing back to the garden together. The two of us just watching one another over the great green meadow. And my side is still hurting from the missing rib and all. But then she's revealed to me. This golden hair and face like fresh snow, and I'm thinking, well, hey, screw the bone. Here's why he rested on the seventh day. They cannot get any better than this. I mean, they can, I'm not so poetic or whatever. But this is exactly what I'm thinking, right?
The dress helps a lot. Because I'm not going to kid myself, it does. But I can see he's happy. And his tux looks really handsome. This was going to be great. A really good evening. I could feel it.
We walk downstairs, arm in arm. Oh, man. It feels so nice to stroll past these people. These rich guys with a girl like that on my arm. Oh, makes me feel strong, powerful. The crowd almost glides apart as we approach.
We've got nowhere to go. Party's not until later.
Yeah, because this bash is starting downtown, so we're just kind of picking up folks along the way. Guys from home are just jumping in at any point. All set to meet at the plaza later.
Nothing but possibilities. Everywhere we looked. I really felt that walking along.
So on and on. A couple hours pass. And David's girlfriend, Karen, takes the lead at some point, just walking us through the park, over by the bridge, the big pond by the De La Court. The moon is smiling down. Romance hanging over a night like this out of some storybooks unveiled by Scott Fitzgerald, maybe, those guys. But I really do love this girl. That is the thing, just screaming out of my head right then.
He was holding my hand so tight.
God, there's a swan or two on the water, slight breeze. It's October, but it's still warm. You know how that is? It's perfect. That's this perfect night. And then, just off to our left, there's like this patch of woods near the path. Comes this rustling.
I thought it might be some teenagers or who knows what. We all start to walk a bit faster.
I'm not scared. It's night. And the city all around. But what can you do? Girl's with you. So we walk along. Two guys. These middle-aged guys. LL Bean shirts and the whole thing. Just come out in the dark, smiling. And I don't need a map to tell me what has been going on. I don't.
It was just two men walking along, no big deal.
Coming out of the dark they were, off in the park alone. And these smiles. And I don't know what to think about it. Or going to this party, what should we care, right? Now one dude, he looks like my father, a little. It's dark, but he has that look, that settled, satisfied sort of, anyway. Off they head, arms linked together, and nothing we say is ever going to change what they are. We dance all night, and Sue, she's stunning as if she's ever looked. Oh, and I'm telling you, I can't get that picture, the image of it out of my head. Those smiles, just can't do it. But we dance all night, Sue, whew. Great party, it really is.
I haven't danced like that in a long time.
It was like the beginning of this magical evening. Everything was soothing, everything was right, it was pristine. And we just danced. The two of us for hours, round and round.
They'd done the whole place up. The room, I mean. When we finally got inside, in blues and golds, with these great moons, these golden crescents hanging above us.
Like these smiles, like moons, just smiling down.
I thought we looked pretty nice together. look like a couple, you know?
It's fun like that, back in the city. Saw lots of guys we know. It's always fun like that.
My sister was there, with some boy from Greeley. He's in debate, he said. I don't know. Seems nice enough, I guess. She likes him.
Oh, we ran into Sue's sister. Did she mention that?
I hadn't seen her since August.
Her younger sister, Maureen, with some kid. Yeah.
He's not a member.
He's okay. They had a good band going, reggae.
I'd never been to the plaza before. I mean, past it, shopping or whatever with my mom, but never to it. It was tremendous. All that glass, high white walls. It was like a cake. Some wedding cake somebody left downtown on the corner there. That's what it reminded me of. The whole thing, though, the trip, dance and all, made me sleepy.
Sue went upstairs to our room, the room we had rented with Tim's girlfriend, Karen.
Oh, and Patrice. Patrice I've known since Sunbeams.
They said they wanted to take a quick nap, half hour, whatever, and then we get a bite to eat. And, well, this is maybe like 1:30.
It's a king-size bed with a gold comforter on it.
So we hung out downstairs, talking to some guys from home, just David, Tim, and me.
We all fell asleep together on that bed.
I was a touch bored. The room was warm. Lots of people we didn't recognize. So I suggested a walk. Let's head on over to the park. 6 or 7 guys all together. Still nice out.
I'm not sure what time it was.
We're strolling around a bit, over by the Paris Theater. Some guy, this younger guy, he kicks over a garbage can. I mean, it happens, you know? You get together doing stuff. It's no big deal. It's just garbage, right? Now, 15 minutes, 20 minutes pass, we split up. The high schoolers want to get back to the bash, but David, Tim, and me, no hurry. Just kind of wandering around, hanging out, you know. And after a while, we shoot over into Central Park, the 59th Street entrance. It's really dark in there. Only lights coming from buildings way off. Kind of exciting.
I thought I looked up at 2 or 2:15, but I'm not sure because I kept sleeping.
Okay. Then, I saw them. Saw both of them, those guys.
I was so tired.
They were saying goodnight. Well, you know, not saying it exactly, but 2 men kissing. Grown men kissing in this park. This public park in the middle of New York. And kissing like something out of this Clark Gable film. Tongues out, arms around each other. And nothing else in the world just matters to these 2. Just finishing off the date. Big night at the symphony or some foreign film, who knows. But it's this thanks so much and see you soon. Oh, God, hands all over where they should not be. Oh, man, I mean, come on. I know the scriptures. I know them pretty well. This is wrong. So we squeeze up against a couple of trees off in the shadows. And Tim's crouching on the ground watching this. Oh, man. Man, I mean, you read about it, or you even see that film with what is it? Superman guy. Death Trap. Yeah, right? Well, and you live with it. You don't love it. You don't condone it for the world. Still, you just go on living, you know? Live and let live. Whatever. This I figure is flaunting it. I mean, it's much our park as theirs. And we're in town one night. That's all, just one. And we've got to witness this. Men old enough to be our fathers. I mean, just middle-aged. And just clutching at one another like Romeo and Juliet. And then they whisper something and chuckle for a second, hands on each other's bottoms. Yeah, I start to feel sick. I mean, nauseous. And it's this last peck on the cheek, and one disappears down the trail, heading for the west side. And he's gone. But the other, and one like my father, kind of glances around, I guess. This big smile up at the moon. And then kind of casually strolls over to this men's room, 50 yards off. It's a concrete building, and steps down into it, whistling while he goes. He was whistling, and I don't even stop to think this through. And I motioned the guys, follow me.
I thought about getting out of my dress, but couldn't move. We were all sleeping so peacefully there. Did you know Patrice snores? She does, a little.
As we're heading down the landing into the restroom, I glance over at Tim. Now, he's got that look. And I recognize that look anyway. He's starting to smile.
I don't even think I dreamed that night.
And before going in, I told the guy, hold up. Wait out here for me till you get my signal. And that's the plan. Make sure no one wanders by. Wait for me to flush him out. But when I get inside, it's like a whole nother world. Walls are exploding with graffiti. This place stinks. 2 bulbs burned out, and some old dude just curled up asleep in the corner. And our friend's legs, I spot patiently sitting in a stall, just waiting. I don't care in this world. So I slip into the booth next to his, and I start fumbling with my belt. This, that, boom, and like clockwork. This guy's hand comes up under my side of the partition, and his signal, these pink fingers wiggling up at me, imploring. Oh, I noticed this thin gold band on his little finger just catching the light. So I lay my open palm into his, and 2 minutes later, we're standing near the mirrors. These big pieces of stainless steel, really. And we're standing and sizing each other up. Name's Chet, he says. And I don't even bat an eyelash. And he moves in. His lips are playing across my cheek. And I let his tongue just running along my teeth. And his hand, his free hand, just tracing down my fly. And I just smile at him. Smile, and even lick his chin for a second. For a single second, I see his shoulders relax. And then I whistle. I let out this whistle, just kind of sends him stumbling back, blinking, waving his hands in the air as Tim and Dave appear in the doorway. Oh, and he looks at them. He looks long enough to come back from his fantasies, to touch down on her, a flicker in his eyes, realizing, well, no good can come from this. And he starts babbling. This guy, Chet, probably a VP at some bank on Park Avenue. And he's babbling and wetting himself like an infant. And I don't remember exactly, but I think even he got on his knees, down on his knees. And this is pleading and begging. My first shot just catches him across the cheek, just under the eye. Oh, boom! He slams into the sink, all snot and blood running down. And with so many of us just hitting and tearing at him, it's hard to get off a clean punch, but I know I connect a few more times. Boom, boom, bah, and I feel his head, the back of it. It's just softening as we go. I just find a new spot and move on. And Tim, man, he's kicking him long after he's blacked out. And finally we start to relax a bit. Just look at what we've done. Exhausted, spent. This man's not moving. He may never move again. And we know it's time to leave. But we leave this? The guy in the corner, he sleeps through it all. Jeez. Before going, Tim, he leans into him one more time. And he just takes this little run at it. And he just smashes his foot up against the bridge of this man's nose. I just see it give way. It just picks up and moves to the other side of his face. Wow! Silence. It's not a sound. We look over at Dave, Tim and myself. Really? Look at him. Now, Tim and me, us together, that's one thing. It's unspoken, our bond. But we don't know Dave. I mean, really know him. Now, what's he thinking? And right then, as if to answer us through revelation, he grabs up this nearest trash can on this big wire mesh thing, and he raises it above his head. And he whispers, "Fag." I'll always remember that. That's all. He just brings that can right down onto the spine of the guy. He just sort of shudders a bit, expelling some air. Boom! Right on his back, as I'm leaning down, just pulling the ring off his pinky. Woo! Told you, I noticed it. I still can't even believe this. Then Tim, does the most amazing thing. This will go down in the record books. With the three of us over this guy's body, he pulls out his keychain, opens up the little cylinder he's got dangling on the end of it, and starts dumping his oil. The last of his oil. Consecrated oil. On this dude's forehead. And I'm not kidding. Just dumps it and starts offering up a short blessing. I'm getting delirious. This is like almost surreal. And halfway through, Tim's praying along. We just all start giggling like schoolboys. We're howling, tears running down, can't catch our breath. Just find it all so funny. And that's how we leave them. Slip out one by one, running back towards the plaza in the dark, whooping it up like Indians! Wow! War cross! Yeah! Wow! Oh, and just a trace of moonlight's just dancing off the pond as we go.
The phone woke me up.
We called the room from downstairs. Wanted to take the girls out for breakfast. Said they'd be down in 15 minutes. We waited outside.
I got the other girls up. Took a minute, but I got them up. I felt really refreshed. I did.
And Dave, he's walking around on the curb talking to himself. So Tim pulls me aside. He asked me, what did I say? Asked me, he wants to know one thing. He wants to know why I touched the guy, let him kiss me. He'd seen it happen. He glanced inside and saw it happen. I couldn't answer. I couldn't. Now, isn't that strange?
It was so quiet in the lobby as we were leaving that I started tiptoeing. Isn't that funny?
Couldn't answer. You know what? He never asked me yet. He didn't. He pointed out to me, though, that that's a blood on my shirt. It's misting of blood. Probably off the guy as I was getting the ring. My tux was covered. So, I gotta think quick. Asked Tim, hit me in the face. Give me a bloody nose so I can explain it to Sue. I only hurt for a second.
We all met in front of the hotel. And I saw John's face. How? Kind of like it was? See, he'd fallen, balancing on the fountain out front and slipped. Scraped himself up. Blood on everything. Silly games.
I had a great meal. You can't get those German sausages, those big fat ones. Anywhere but Manhattan. No, you can't.
I was eating my French toast, just eating along, and I noticed this glint in my water glass, a spark of light. John had slipped a ring into it, a beautiful gold thing. I loved him so much at that moment.
Happy anniversary.
It was a little big, but fit pretty well. It had this wonderful leaf pattern all the way around.
It looked nice on her. I liked it.
And I kissed him there, in front of everybody. He blushed. We all laughed. I can't tell you what a wonderful weekend we had.
Ends up we do take the Amtrak back up, just Sue and myself. And Dave dropped us off at Grand Central, lots of thank you and see you Monday. Tim. He even gave me a hug. God, the first time he had done that.
It was my idea. The train?
And we stopped in on Sunday, saw my parents, even made it to our meetings at the ward. That was real nice.
I like Relief Society at home so much better.
So dinner with the folks, then the late train up to Boston.
On the way back? It's kind of funny. I probably shouldn't even bring this up. A fight broke out. Well, not really a fight, but an argument between a man and his girlfriend. He starts yelling, she stands up, starts pulling on her coat. And this guy, middle of a crowded compartment, just, backhands her. He did.
He knocked her up against a window real hard.
Everybody got quiet. I could feel John tense up, getting all tense. But the couple was, I don't know, kind of dirty looking. And they seemed like, those kind of people. I don't really know what I mean by that, but they were. So I asked John, whisper to him, let it go. And you know what? He didn't so much as bat an eyelash, just kept sitting there holding my hand and playing with that ring on my finger.
I could see he'd given her a bloody nose.
They'd pretty much quieted down by then. No big deal. Anyway. We're getting engaged this summer for sure. Did I already say that?
As we're tumbling along towards Massachusetts, nearly midnight, I can feel Sue fall asleep against my shoulder, all warm, protected.
I hope it's a fall wedding. I always think they're the most beautiful.
But not me. I couldn't drift off. I just couldn't do it, so I sat up, watched the lights dance by, moons grinning down, and I started whistling to myself. I did.
I was asleep on John's arm, but I'd swear I could hear music.
Oh, not loud. I don't even recall the tune, but I was whistling. I remember that much.
This beautiful music as I was asleep. Like the sound of angels calling us home.